Solid history of a well-told yet unfocused on era. The subtitle of this book speaks of the untold story of Gemini, which is a bit misleading. Anyone who knows most anything about NASA in the 1960s or the Apollo missions knows a fair amount about the Gemini missions that created and proved the tech that made Apollo possible. What this book does is that it centers its focus on that exact period. Literally, the central part of the book is specifically about Gemini, after an introduction discussing how we got to Gemini, including Mercury, and a back end that begins discussing Apollo and other fallout from Gemini. In this focus, Kluger does exceptionally well. He shows the key players and tech, and even provides details that even those who know a fair amount about the history involved here may not know. Such as the Chris Kraft toddler sandwich story, which I had never previously heard despite reading several books about and memoirs from many of the people Kluger profiles yet again within these pages. Indeed, the only real fault I could find here is the absolute lack of any bibliography at all, at least in the advance review copy of this book I read. Which is the reason for the star deduction. Overall, this is a book where many will probably already know a lot about this subject, but more in passing while having been focused on other things. Again, the subtitle is misleading in that the Gemini story has always been well told, but most always before now as part of the Apollo narrative. Indeed, Kluger's own Apollo books, at least the ones I've read, have all discussed the Gemini missions to some extent as well. But in centering this text precisely on Gemini, this new version does in fact provide at least some new details even those who think they know every possible thing about the space race of the 1950s and 1960s could possibly know quite likely did not, in fact, know. Very much recommended.